Okay, so this is part two. This is the purchasing of all the items that I'm going to be using for this project. This main one being the TFT itself. I've decided to go for this one in the end due to great reviews. In fact, the only reviews that were negative, I'm almost certain, were fake, and more than likely left by competitors. This has actually had really good reviews. A 2-guard, definitely Chinese. It looks very good. I've had it plugged in already to PlayStation 3, and I've also had it plugged into the Raspberry Pi as well. It looks really, really good. I'm really impressed, and the price wasn't too bad. I will leave a link in the description to it. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with the one that I've gone for. It's touch sensitive buttons. This got, I don't know if you can see them scratches. It does still have the screen protector on. So the plan is I've already done a template drawn around the outside, getting a rough idea of the hole that I'm going to be cutting into the center console. Hopefully this will house it quite nicely. Like I said, I've been buying lots of things on Amazon, eBay, just to make the job a little bit easier. I've got step down converters from 12 volt to 5 volt. I've got step down converters from 12 volt to 5 volt, which I plan to have hidden charge cables, so I don't have the ugly cables and cigarette lighter inserts. I don't want anything sort of coming out of the cigarette lighter. It'd be much nicer to install these alongside these, which could be installed flushly on the dash or center console. That's the plan anyway. I've got a couple of them to install. The TFT can be powered by a cigarette lighter connector. I'll be making a modification so that, like I said, I don't want anything coming out of the cigarette lighter port, but I will be making a modification to have this running off 12 volt DC. Again, hidden cables. So yeah, these are the few little bits that have arrived. The next part, I guess, will be the actual job itself, the actual starting of the cutting and everything else. Okay, so you can see made quite a bit of progress cutting out the back of the center console. Did a bit of a practice line slightly inwards just in case I went wrong. Fortunately I did, because I slipped a few times, but luckily I managed to actually get a nice finish. As you can see, it is actually quite a nice fit, and it is fairly flush around the top and the sides. I don't actually have enough hands to do this, but I've cut it just the right sort of area so that I can have the table down. and it doesn't actually hit the screen. Now the next step is going to be doing the wiring. I've filed the edges down. I'm actually quite happy with the finish, and there's plenty of space behind for the back of the screen, so I can start like feeding in the wires and HDMI cables and running it off a 12-volt source. Hopefully the next video I show will be up and working and powered. Okay, so it was already pretty late when I started filming. Dremeling, cutting, filing. Pretty sure I've driven the neighbours wild now. Just doing one more clip. Got the 12-volt source wired in. It's also raining, so my back is getting wet. So in theory, that is what it should look like. And as you can see, like I said, there is not much light bleed at all on this monitor. I'm actually very impressed with that, and the viewing angle is very good. Obviously it's needs to be straightened up, but really chuffed.